I don't know if you watched this movie. So in that movie, this young woman, this young lady, she was part of a marine kingdom. In that marine kingdom, she was tasked, but with her job there is to deceive men and bring their destiny into the marine kingdom. So eventually, she met a man that she loves. Now, when she met that man she loves, she does no longer want to be part of this marine spirit, whatever they are doing. So she was now moving from prayer house to prayer house, from dibia to dibia. This is where they now made this song. Mommy, water, leave me alone, no. I don't want to be your own again, no. I be normal person, living in this world. Leave me, make I marry the one person I love. Now, when she now goes, she's now ready to get married. The mommy water did not allow her, because according to the movie, she was like a top salesperson. She was bringing in souls and souls, and she was destroying destiny. So why would the deity, not sorry, the mommy water, why would they allow her to go just like that? So that's the kind of perception Christians have about water spirits, mommy water. Another interpretation or another perception that they have is another movie, because you know how Nollywood contributed to the destruction of Igbo spiritual system. Like, they took what was supposed to be beautiful, logically sound, and they twisted it, turned it into something that is evil, that is demonic, something that parents had to pray against and make sure their children also learn that these things are bad. So they used to make those movies then, where a child will come to school with sweets, biscuits. Like, if you grew up in an African home, you will know that your parents told you, don't touch, don't take something from your classmates. They're not doing it because they want to teach the child about self-control. You know, you don't have to eat everything that you see. They were teaching the child that, you know, you don't know who belongs to what kingdom. And if you take those sweets and biscuits, because you know it's always sweets and biscuits, that's what children into their water world. And when you get into that water world, your child will become something that you no longer recognize. Your child will be unruly, your child will be rude, your child will start misbehaving, and your child will now see you as the enemy and will now want to plan with his friends to kill you. That was the perceptions, that was the storyline. In every Christian home, they used to pray against the marine kingdom. Another one they used to pray against is they will tell you that your grandmother, maybe your mother, you not have children, and your grandmother will now go to the water to go and beg for children, and will now promise them that if the water spirit should give her a child, the child is going to worship that water. So many stories and so many perceptions. Like, they were just giving us these false stories. They were filling our heads, and we're believing because we did not know better. We did not know better. So, Ndị Mmiri, water spirits, Mami water, within the context of Igbo spiritual system, because before Christianity came, the veneration, the worship, the sacrifice of water spirits has always existed, even far back. So for some reasons, during the times of our ancestors, they did not have issues with, men, their destiny being taken away by water spirits, children being initiated and killing their parents. But suddenly Christianity came and we now start having these kinds of issues. So it does not just make sense. So what does Ndị Mmiri, what's water spirits, what does it mean to you as in Igbo? How did our ancestors understood these water entities? Now, our ancestors understood these water ancestors and called them Ndị Otu, because they believe that every individual that was born has an element he or she is connected to. The element could be water. So every one of us have this water that is our portal of reincarnation. And before we even reincarnate, our ancestors also believed that our spiritual essence, or we were living some sort of a life, or existing in somehow within those waters before we reincarnated. This is where they will now tell you so for instance, if you're born, or if your father and your mother are from Anambra, with Navy precisely within my area, Otolo, they will tell you that there is a village river, Ubotoro. They will tell you, this is where they would encourage you to perform all your water rituals. All those water rituals like Ndị Mmiri, Ekwa Aja, or Ekwa Ibu Ndị Mmiri. This is where, or even Ekongo. That's the paying of some sort of a bride price to the spiritual spouse of your partner. That's the water that they go to make all these rituals and to perform all these rituals. So before Christianity, our ancestors were already looking at these concepts, interacting with these concepts, sacrificing to these concepts without having issues with these concepts. But Christianity came and it turned into something else. So if we talk about the characteristics of water spirits, now remember the first story that I told you here. This young beautiful girl was going around taking stealing the destinies of people and returning it back to the queen mother of her kingdom, their water kingdom. It's a lie. It does not exist. And then Mmiri, within the context of Igbo spirituality, are known to be pure, morally sound spirits. They despise any form of promiscuity. They despise any form of dirt. This dirt would include both spiritual dirtiness and bodily dirtiness. So if you're dirty, Ndị Mmiri don't have a connection with you. So then presenting a false story that water spirits will send emissaries to come and steal the destinies of men. It is not the character or the behavior of Ndị Mmiri based on our own indigenous knowledge. They will tell you that Ndị Mmiri na soulmate and they appreciate cleanliness. And this is why the appropriate colors that they go to the water, they want you to wear when going to the water, include shouty colors like white to signify purity, yellow for attraction. These kinds of colors that are bright. They would even discourage you never to wear dull colors, especially black, when you want to go and perform water rituals. Because traditionally, it is believed that these water spirits are beacons of purity. So our ancestors never encouraged any form of dirtiness. Now, when they now talk about maybe your mom did not have a child and went to water spirits to go and ask for a child. Now, traditionally, in the Igbo, we have Akwale Omu, a deity of fertility. In a family, they might be having issue of gender mortality or child mortality. So the community or the lineage elders will come together, decide, let us bring in a deity, Akwale, that is going to help to curb this issue of mortality for us. So even before they will go to the river to go and ask for a child, we have something we are doing in our communities already, which is the installation of a Akwale Omu. And it does not end there. So peradventure, maybe after going to Akwale, nothing happened. You now also went to Mmiri to go and ask for a child. It is not compulsory, even if you went and you promised that that child is going to serve, it is not compulsory, except that child is born with an awu, the energy of creativity and wisdom that is linked to that water, awu Mmiri. This is where then that child will now be in the position to serve. And be in a position to serve as a water emissary, it's an honor within the Igbo context, cosmological context. Because you serving means that you're coming to save life. So based on how our ancestors understood serving, the service of the Dibia, they understood it as an act of service that is dedicated at saving life and not dedicated to destroying lives. Unlike how Nollywood has presented Igbo Mmiri, being a servant of the water. So this kind of individuals, when they reincarnate, Fabiowa, when they come into this world, they would use their connection to this water to save life, especially when it comes to the issue of infidelity, and when it comes to the issue of fertility, when it comes to the issue of sickness, madeyaro, when it comes to the issue of helping to cleanse negative aura, and other even now, because now we now have Ndio, I will get to it, helping people to become a bridge between the human being and the spiritual and the water spirit, which means that if you're having issues or problems with your water family, it's this kind of people that will stand in for you. They will become your mouth speak and intercede on your behalf. Now, what is this in the Ndị Mmiri, and whenever they're talking about issues? Ndị Mmiri basically is a collection of everything that lives within the water, according to the Igbo cosmology. We have Ụmụaka Mmiri, we have Ndị Dada, we have Okoro na Agbọghọ Mmiri, we have Ndị Ichie Mmiri, we have Eze Nwaanyị Mmiri or Nne Mmiri, we even have Eze Nwoke Mmiri. So Ndị Mmiri becomes like a generic name that we call this particular water spirits. Is a generic name. Now, let's say that you as an individual, you're having problem with an aspect of Ndị Mmiri. It could be Ndị Otu Mmiri. Ndị Otu now becomes your age mate, your age group rather. Remember how physically in our communities we have different age groups. In Mmiri, they also have it because our ancestors, our physical customs and our reality is a reflection of ihe a na-eme na mmụọ. So the way we have Obu, Ndị Otu gị, your age group, physically in your communities, the same way spiritually, you also have this group of people that are also your Ndị Otu Ogbogi, your age mates, or your age group. So let's say you're having issues with them. The issue could be you're straying from your Iowa. Maybe there's an agreement that you had with them that if I come into this physical reality, I'm going to be doing so and so, I'm going to be performing so ritual, I'm going to be doing this, I'm going to be living this kind of life. And you reincarnate and you're no longer doing that thing, you're not doing an alternative or something very different. They will pick offense and start having issues with you. Now we also have a different kinds of Ndị Otu, but those ones are the angry kind. Why are they angry? It could be a group because they did not live up to fulfill their own cosmic purpose. It could be people that they gave birth to them and they died immediately. It could be people that people that died as a result of tragedy, accidents. It could be people that were killed for no reason. It just could be because people this group, they have a fundamental issue. They have a problem. Now, for them to vent their anger, they will vent their anger on their living Ndị Otu. So once you're having these kinds of issue, it is these people that are called to serve that will now stand in as your emissaries, your intercessors, and they will intercede on your behalf. They usually perform the rituals of Ekwaja Ndị Mmiri or Ekwa Ndị Mmiri, or they will do Obonuke because they want to ward out this negative energy that is coming from your Ndị Otu. Now they have this issue of a water spouse, Di Mobo Nwunye Mmiri, because it's also part of the things that the church sees and it wants to pray. What has Di na Nwunye Mmiri? It is also when they talk about Nwunye onye anwe Di Mmiri, onye anwe Nwunye Mmiri, they will tell you pray against prayer. These things are just religious sentiments. Now in ordinary, we are supposed to be in unity, at peace with this water spirit, these water bodies. But because of a problem, because of maybe you reincarnated and you stopped to acknowledge them, your water spout, give it to me. You reincarnated and you stopped performing any form of acknowledgement ritual for your water spirits or for your water partner or water spouse. They could feel this sense of jealousy. And once they feel this sense of jealousy, they begin to act out. They begin to try to fight, destroy things for you, do this one, send negative energy to your way. Our ancestors believe that they are just trying to get your attention. And once they are trying to get your attention, they will now also recommend the rituals that you can perform. And when after performing those rituals, you would now reconnect and be in alignment with the water spouse. Now, if you want to marry, especially for women, there's this cultural practice of Ekwu Mmiri. It's a form of payment that the husband of the wife would perform to the water spouse of his intended bride. When I asked about this particular practice, they said it's some sort of telling, you're telling this water spouse that you're not, because two of you are now living in two different worlds, that you're not taking his wife, but basically the woman has to live a life. So now she's yours. When she comes back to you, she's yours. That's how they explained it to me. So that's how I'm also pouring it back to, to the people to also understand. So that's how they were seeing it as at that point. So what again were they misunderstanding? I think there's this power problem. Oh, water spirits, they're praying, and you see somebody shaking and start doing like snake and start trying to, all those things are just I'm gonna say caricature. Yes, because if Christians understood what this water spirits means, they will not be kabashing and praying against them, because they are not evil spirits. Water spirits are not evil spirits. They are calm, they are lovely, especially when you are not soiling, you're not spoiling yourself, you're not engaging in bad things, you're not killing people, you're not being promiscuous. You don't have any problem with you. Just be at peace and in alignment with them. So now that I've explained to you how Christians perceive these Ndị Mmiri water spirits, and telling you that, well, they are lying, it is not really true, I hope that you can be able to remove from your mind the negative perception that you have about water spirits. So until next time, see you in my next video.